cloud computing. So what we're going to show you is there's three things that we can help you to do. The first one is to build resilient business services. Right? Business depends on processes. Processes depend on application that supports it, and those come from IT. So those applications must be resilient. So we are going to show you throughout the day, later in detail in the breakout sessions, how we can help you build resilient services. In this session, we'll just briefly talk about it. The second one is elastic storage. Right? Storage is one of the most expensive assets in your data center. So you must be able to use it very well, get the maximum return on investment from your storage. The maximum performance, the maximum return on investment from the storage. And we're going to show you how we can help you do that. And lastly is information to action. When you have a cloud, you pull everything together. You need manageability and visibility. Because you will have different operating systems, different storages, different applications, different database, and so on in your cloud. And then you will have physical servers, you will have virtual servers, and so on, and different levels of virtualization, whether it's server or storage. You need to have a management platform that can help you have a standard way of managing things, reporting things, and implementing things. So what we're going to show you throughout the day is how our management console, we call it VOM, or Veritas Operation Manager, can help you with a single pane of glass, with one console, manage both application availability as well as your storage throughout your data center, physical and virtual. So firstly, let's talk about resilient business services in general, at a high level. So for years, we are talking about doing high availability. And I guess most of you here knows how to do high availability. High availability, most people will think about clustering, removing single point of failure, things like that. So those technologies are very mature, and we're world leader in clustering as well, I guess most of you know. But if you want to attain a very resilient business service, it's not about doing component HA anymore. Or by doing a single cluster of Oracle, or a single cluster of Exchange Server, or SQL Server, or SAP Server, that's component HA. That's one component by one component. But business applications doesn't depend on just one component. For example, internet banking. I guess most of you use internet banking before. So when you do internet banking with a bank on your web browser at home or in the office, do you think that behind that web browser is just one server supporting internet banking? No way, right? So that could be a collection of servers. That you could be hitting multiple web servers within the bank. Behind the bank, or behind the web server, there could be a collection of other servers as well. So usually it looks like that. When we talk about one application that supports a certain function in an organization, it's no longer just one component of a server. It's actually a set of servers, and usually it's multi-tiered in such a way. We'll explain more in detail in the afternoon session, but usually you have a web server tier that faces the user. Then in the middle, you have a logic tier, or what we call the application tier. And in the bottom, you have the database tier. In every tier, there could be multiple servers, and there could be interdependencies. Right? Usually, the web servers depend on the application servers. The application depends on a certain set of database servers. So in order for you to maintain a very resilient business service, in this example, internet banking application, the way you start, the way you stop the service, the way you do disaster recovery, the way you do planned downtime, has to be all coordinated. Because all these applications, once they are multi-tiered, they have to be start and stop in a particular fashion, in a particular order. If you get the order wrong, all the components may be started, but the application doesn't run. So whether it's on a planned downtime or on DR planning and so on, you have to get the order right and you have to enforce the order, otherwise the application won't work. So what we do in Resilient Business Service in version 6 is that we will help you maintain that order. Right? We will talk about more detail in the afternoon. So once you configure the whole system and all the tiers and the interdependencies, what you get from the single console that we provide, called VOM, is that you will see the entire picture of all the interdependencies. So in this case, you see 3 applications on the screen, right? On the left is billing application, in the middle is finance, on the right is HR. So some are web-enabled, some are not. The HR application is not web-enabled. But then still, they have multiple tiers and they depend on each other. And what is important on this picture is that you can see the interdependencies. You can see that finance and billing depends on the same set of databases. Which means if someone needs to do a maintenance on one of the database server, he knows from this picture that he will affect 2 applications, both finance and billing. So once it's all configured, you can see in your data center all the interdependencies. And from one click, the system will automatically know how to bring down the server for you, or bring down the service for you, bring out the service for you in the right order. So you get 2 things. You always get your order right in terms of starting and stopping your service throughout the whole entire virtual business service, and you understand the interdependencies. Now in a large environment, the interdependencies could be very, very complex. So we have a large banking customer in Singapore that has got 180 instances of Oracle. One of the main challenges is, because it's also interrelated, all the different bankings, credit card application, internet banking application, core banking application, customer relationship management application, and there's like 180 database instances underneath it. Sometimes it's very difficult for the bank to tell that if he shuts down this application or this database for maintenance, how many applications does he need to restart because it gets affected? Because when you shut down a database, usually the application layer, you need to restart. Because when the application layer starts, it locks onto the database. If you reboot it, that connection is gone. So with this, you can tell all the interrelationship, all the interdependencies between your application. So back to where I started, it's no longer component HA. Right? This is about maintaining a very highly resilient business service, whether it's billing application or internet banking or CRM. Next, we talk about resilient or elastic storage. Now, for years, we have been helping users do this. Right? We provide solutions that can help you maximize your return on investment in your storage. With our solution or storage foundation, you can always know where are all the over-provisioned storage, where are all the server that is running out of storage. And we give you a very easy way in version 6 on knowing where are the over-provisioned servers, over-provisioned storage, and you can take back the storage easily from those servers on the fly without downtime and move them to servers that need new capacity. A lot of users, when we ask them, we said, Mr. Customer, do you know what is your level of utilization? Most customers either say they don't know, or they know, and it's about 30% on average when we talk to the users. But when we ask them, we say, then when are you buying storage again? He said, soon, because I have a new project. So my next question that I ask them is then, Mr. Customer, if you have 30% utilization on your storage, that means you have 70% storage that's not utilized. Why are you buying new storage? And the answer is always because they are already provisioned. Already provisioned, and they can't take it back because it will incur downtime. For years, Symantec provide this solution where our storage foundation enables customers to string their volumes on the fly so they can move all those over-provisioned storage to servers that need them. And we have a lot of customer stories about how we help customers then increase their level of utilization and defer storage procurement. Because storage, the later you buy them, they're cheaper and they're faster. and they use less energy. So what you need to do is, if your storage utilization is less than 60%, you've got to find a way to optimize it, and we can help you do that. Right. Average user is about 30% utilization. IDC say that a well-run world-class data center data utilization should be between 60 to 70%. Storage foundation users' average utilization is about 68%. That is about optimum. That is about when the user know that they have enough for sudden bursts of capacity requirement, but they did not buy too much too early that they're wasting money. In version 6, we also have some new features within the product that can help you save more storage. One of them is compression. This is up-to-date, latest technology about compression, where we sort of design it in such a way that it will not affect write performance, because it's a post-write kind of a compression. So application will write to the database as usual, and the compression will come later at a scheduled time. And we do it in such a way that when there's a read, performance impact will also be minimized, because we do the decompression at block level. So we do not decompress the whole file. We only decompress the blocks that the application needs, and we decompress it in memory. So you get best of both worlds. You save storage while performance impact is minimum from this technology. We did a compression on Symantec.com, the World Wide Web that you go to on our main website. And from there, about 80,000 files on our website, we get a storage reduction of about 70%. So we save from this feature on Symantec.com alone